Oh man.
That'll be the world star shit of the week. 18-year-old balls up. 37-year-old man in front of his wife and kid. Put him in a headlock. He'll be mad as shit.
Well, that's just where you see them 60-year-old boxing dudes whipping up on the young guys.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. What I noticed about the fight that was so incredible actually was they're young, and they really aren't hitting that hard because they're recovering so fast from these shots. And like the guy who's just slightly older, he lands these. The first round is his. It's clearly his. He gets all these shots, and you can tell that this guy Cooper, like, he's just like, whoa. Wait, what was that?
Yeah.
I was not expecting that. And then
He got baptized.
And then, like, the rest of it, he comes full force, and he's like, this is what's up. And you can tell by the end of the second round that he's spent way more time on his cardio.
Cardio is everything.
Oh, man. Especially when they're, like, rolling around on the mat. Like, you could tell, like the one guy, he's holding his own. He's got some muscles.
Live?
No.
He's like, you can tell he's really comfortable in the mat, but it's also he doesn't have the lungs for it. And this guy Chase, this guy Hooper, he's just got giant lungs for rolling around the mat, and his ribs are like bigger or something. He's got more rib cage because every time this other guy throws an elbow, it's like it just doesn't matter. It was a really good fight. It was really good because for their age, it looked like their jiu-jitsu level was pretty advanced.
Yeah.
And they were equally like well matched strength wise. Like whereas one guy had a little bit more muscle, the other guy had a little bit more mechanical advantage with
Right. I see what you're saying. Little shit that's just kind of just offset their skills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like everybody knows.
They know what they need to do and when the fuck they need to do it.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Everybody knows at least some jiu-jitsu now. It's really crazy how much jiu-jitsu is ubiquitous in Western culture. 20 years ago, jiu-jitsu was a secret, not a secret, but nobody knew about Brazilian jiu-jitsu in America, really. It was one of those things that...
I think back then everyone thought it was deeply tied to ninjutsu and some kind of, really rare or exotic form of karate that Westerners really weren't allowed to have.
Yeah.
And then it's revealed that it's like a much more complex form of wrestling than a simple, fighting style. It's like it's
descended from Japanese jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Which is, it's really, and judo, which is really crazy. And
I'm gonna chill on that since on record.
It's like, it's all good. We have right now the most intersecting martial arts ever, because the world platform has come together in the sense of when all these martial arts are in their isolated little pockets, they can't be tested against each other, so everybody can say that they're the best. The same shit with rappers. This is what's so funny. Now that we have the internet and we have World Star and we have the UFC, everybody can come and challenge Tien. Sheila. But it's one of those things where the capacity to have these intersecting challenges, whether it's like in music or in martial arts, it's like you can't sit in your own little pocket and say I'm the best anymore.
Yeah, ain't that it, man? I was just talking about that earlier, bro. And it's funny because you'll see some rappers, they'll do that. They'll sit in one pocket and you look at them and be like, I see the potential in you. But as long as you stay around them, you're never gonna shine.
Yep.
You have to get around some other people.
What's up?
Can you give a roundabout dialogue about what we doing here?
So let's introduce you guys first.
No, let's introduce you first.
Okay. This is the first. We've been doing the Exceptional Randos podcast, and this is the first Exceptional Radio podcast where we're bringing on musicians to discuss their art, but also have a open dialogue about other things as well as current issues, and also give them a chance to put their music out there. So this is where we're trying out a new version of the show with, like I said, we're bringing on local hip hop artists, and today we have the MF Don and Sunny Paradise as our first guests.
I'm in the cut.
So this is episode 1 of Exceptional Radio.
How y'all doing?
Peace.
So, actually,
Round of applause.
let me ask you guys, where'd you get your names from? Where'd you get your names?
My name actually came from when I was younger. And this is actual real life shit. I'm stay away from all the cartoon shit, but my grandfather, it's kind of a family name, and just the way things kind of ran in our family, that was one of them names, the Don, that kind of passes down through traditions. It kind of means something. We ain't gonna go into complete detail. When I first started, it was Baby Don, and I got older, you get out of games and shit, you gotta get out of certain little things, little habits, and now it's the MF Don, which is short for the motherfucking Don. Serious shit.
Got it.
Well, I felt like Son of Thought had too many words. So I just chopped that shit down to Sunny Paradise. You know what I'm saying? Because as I grow, I'm trying to get people to paradise now. Take them away from any realities that are not good. So, yeah.
So, do you still talk about jewels in your raps?
Jules, what you mean? Yeah,
Spitting
it's always
jewels.
gonna be jewels, man. I'm influenced by cats that got jewels, so it could be 12 or 33 or whatever. As long as it ain't 3 6s, we cool.
Cause I mean, you was talking about spit the jewels before run the jewels. Spitting jewels. I mean, I know you didn't necessarily come up with that, but I'm just saying.
I mean, coming from a culture, I was blessed.
Well, and the reason I say
I
that,
was just blessed to be able to be around, people that had knowledge of self.
because that's what I was kind of getting at is like, how many times have you been in a video with a gun?
Never.
Exactly. So this is what I mean in the sense
That
of
we know of, that we can't prove.
I mean, so when we're talking about like
I mean, okay, so Ad Libs in the Street, right? It's a scene where Baby Ebony, he's getting accosted at the gas station, not even the gas station, but the corner store by 2 guys, They rough him up a little bit, and they walk on in the store, and he's like, what the, you know what I mean? So, it's a scene in there where he gets a gun from somebody by the interstate. You can see, you know what I'm saying?
that's
We
the
don't know
story,
we don't know who sold him the gun.
but that's not you.
We don't know who sold him the gun.
So what do you? Okay, let me ask you this. I've been thinking about where a lot of these messages in hip hop are coming from, and I'm looking at who's writing the checks. So, how much? Y'all don't talk about lean. Y'all don't talk about pills like in the same way. So what do you think caused that transition? And then I'm not gonna say that there's anything quote unquote wrong with doing that.
Right.
But
it's kind of recreational.
Right. There's recreational rap music, and then there's non-recreational rap music. So then, what happened to the point where recreational rap music is everything now? Because I don't really see any non-recreational rap music in the mainstream.
When you say non-recreational, break that down.
I mean something that's meant.
You mean like politically conscious or culturally?
Like KRS-One,
Okay.
Yeah.
Boogie Down Productions,
Some shit just dated.
Public Enemy.
Some shit just get dated.
Not to say that.
Yeah.
Because people don't want to educate
So-
themselves on who those people are.
But so is education dated? Is that what it is?
Education isn't
It
dated.
depends on what you're educating yourself on, really. Is what I feel like. I mean, because like you said, things get dated. I mean,
Some stuff
music,
get dated.
music
Like me
transition.
personally,
Look at some of the big names in music. You know, that's been in the industry. You know, when Tupac came in, I feel like that was a. You got to look at him and dissect what he did, because he off top, he was political with a lot of the things he said, a lot of the things he talked about. But in the same sequence too, he also was this rapper that partying bullshit all day long. You always see videos of him driving down the street in a BMW, throwing up both middle fingers, Hennessy, Thug Passion, all that shit. And it's like, just kind of being a youth in them days.
But he was also educated. So is it okay for people to have that message if they don't also have the education? Because that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, where's the
well, sometimes it all depends on their upbringing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because you have.
But his mom was a crackhead, right?
His mom was a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
so
one thing.
That's
She
one
was also
thing.
Black Panther, right?
That exactly.
Yeah, but there's one. That's like a couple.
Exactly.
She was. You know what I mean?
But
She was like
Because
a
mother,
foundation of Black Panther.
And
Let's make it clear.
I don't use that as a denigration.
I know, but struggles and situations are given, and if the people make it through them, so be it. You know, I learned a long time ago not to be hard on nobody.
Right? No. I mean, I don't say that to be hard. I'm
not saying that you
he
are.
made it out of that situation. He was able to overcome that. So this is where
And she overcame her issues.
That never became a hindrance to him
As
to
well
get
as
out
you
of
have
that. So
artists like Eminem who just slandered the hell out of his mom.
Right.
And he's praised for it.
Yeah.
I could never do
Tupac
that to
could
my
have
mom.
easily made that song easily. So
Yeah, he actually made a song praising
Dear
his
Mama,
mom.
right? Yeah, of course. So that's how everybody knows
That's what
she's a
you call a
crackhead.
culture shift.
I didn't
culture
go
shift
look
right
that stuff
there.
up on TMZ. That he put that out there
Word.
to show that. So this is where I'm saying, in that representation, is it okay to have the recreation without the education? Because that's what's you know.
And boy, they make it like it's really a trending thing too, to talk about how rich you are and
Right.
I didn't graduate from high school. And I mean, of course, how could that be acceptable?
I see videos now where, children of, I guess, our generation are listening to the music that we grew up with, and they don't know who Busta Rhymes is. They don't know who Wu-Tang is. They don't know who, I don't know, throw out any, critically influential hip-hop artist and from like the 90s, and they're like, this is really good, but I don't know who it is. I'm pretty sure this is the name of the song.
Yeah.
And this is
And to turn around and put that song on a more current artist.
I feel like we were expected to know all of our parents' favorite music.
Absolutely.
Like, not just know, but like have like a
I feel what you're
catalog
saying.
like knowledge where we could just recite every detail. This was recorded in 1968 at Columbia's facility in like Kansas City or something like that. And this is the booth that Miles Davis used, and he pretty much shot up in the whole time. But nobody really talks about that.
And this is the bed that Malcolm X slept in.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing.
So here, I'll ask y'all this question: has hip hop hit a point where it can't define itself by being anti-establishment, because you have so much of a history in hip hop now that you have to pay respect to the elders and you have to learn the history of it in order to be respected, but also that goes against pretty much everything that hip hop stood for in the beginning. Yeah. So in that, are we seeing hip hop evolve to a point where now what is the youthful hip hop, our version of punk rock? Or when punk rock happened, it was the same, the way older hip hop heads talk about the young people, older rock people were saying the same shit about punk rock.
Wait, if we're gonna use the rock and roll timeline,
I mean, I'm just using that
I think
as
it's more
like
I feel like it might be more analogous to new wave.
Yeah, no.
So-
I mean, either.
So the punk
They
the punk phase is coming, and it will destroy all that shit.
they didn't like either one.
I know.
They didn't like either one.
Well, yeah, but punk rock was kind of
It all depends on who it was.
And this is
Yeah.
where, and this is what I'm saying. It's like at the end of the day,
Because you
everybody.
gotta think about it. I can remember the first time I saw like anything on MTV.
Right.
I can remember where I was at.
Mm-hmm.
9 times out of 10, we was in Mississippi and it was summertime. You know what I'm saying? And it was late, like maybe 10:30, 11 o'clock, Forest, Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like one of them things where you knew it was on when you saw that nigga walk around with that box TV head. You know what I'm saying? I was plugged in. I'm sure y'all were too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Especially when you could get a hold of it. You know what I mean? Because that wasn't always accessible back then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Shit's easy now.
Yeah.
It's easy as fuck now.
See anything you gonna get anything.
It's easy.
you can find
You know what I'm saying?
the explicit, unedited versions without having to leave your house.
Right.
Well, that's just
What's
like
the point of it?
everybody used to stop. The world used to stop when Michael Jackson dropped a video.
Man, tell me about it.
Yeah.
How
We knew-
crazy
we knew
was
it was gonna
that?
be a movie.
How crazy
We
was
knew
that?
it was gonna be a
period?
movie, bro.
That was like a
We
weird
knew that was
period
gonna
in
be a
history,
movie.
man. Like, I think
Shoot.
that's we lived in such a weird time for media because there was control over it in that, but at the same time, some people were able to.
Now, what was the movie that nigga turned into the hematite cat and shit? He turned into like a
Moonwalker.
Lamborghini. Was it Moonwalker?
Yeah.
That nigga was like
that movie still holds
running
up.
and get like turned into. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jackson was cold back in the day, man.
Yeah.
Knew how to put on
He
the
could
show.
moonwalk and he could break
Seriously,
dance.
he
Come on,
dispatched
man.
people with authority.
Well, and you hear he was gangster as fuck.
Yeah.
Like people,
regularly.
nah, man, people like would like be like
Respect
that
my
dude was
morals.
gangster as fuck, and I guess like whenever 50 Cent and somebody were beefing, he called up. I think it was 50 in Game. He called them up both up and tried to squash the beef and shit.
Could you
Like,
imagine?
this
that
is like real
conversation?
shit where you're
That's
like,
gangster.
that's what I'm saying, man. This is stuff that you don't hear about, but then other people.
You would pay so much money to hear
Bro,
that damn phone conversation just to get that sound bite, bro.
Cause then I guess the whole thing was, what it was either
That's
50 or
crazy.
Game that was telling the story,
That's
because he was talking about how Michael was like a fan of his music, and
Bro,
he was
it's like Prince playing basketball, yo. I want to see this
you
nigga
just
play
can't-
basketball.
dude,
now,
they have
yo.
they posted a picture
Yeah,
I
with him
know.
on the
with him,
team.
yeah, him and
I saw
that shit
I
came
saw
out,
that,
and
but
this
it's
shit is
funny,
real.
man.
Where you
It's
hear
like he just can't believe it, man. He was like a
No,
Yeah.
because we
He's
see
like a
Prince in
five-
like them stiletto boots.
5'1" starting point guard.
You know what I'm saying? With ass chaps on. You know what I'm saying? That's the Prince we see. We don't see the nigga in the basketball jersey and the sneakers. You know what I'm saying? We see the nigga white guitar.
So it made hella sense
But
when
that's-
Charlie Murphy was like, you know,
Isn't
that's
that
what
the
they
special
played
power
them
of
in.
Prince?
He said they played them in the blouses and shit because that's what they wore all the
Come on,
time.
man,
They
I'm
was
not-
comfortable.
But
in
that's
that.
that's completely fitting with the personality of Prince.
It is,
You know,
yeah.
he shows he's the guy that shows up to the French Open looking like the Archduke of some fantasy novel, like
apron on.
with a scepter. Nobody carries a scepter. Prince does.
Oh
With a
man,
symbol on
that's
it, man.
I mean,
great.
he had a morph suit about 20 years before anyone else had the
nigga got
idea to
a
walk
Joker
around in a
wand.
morph suit, but his was coated in piano keys,
Yeah.
and his bass was painted like a piano, so it was all the frets had offset black keys, and so it didn't make sense when you look at it. It was like the most mind-bending guitar, but Prince can pull that stuff off.
Like the first time he invited old girl to his crib, he just put on the tape with him fucking another chick to a beat that he made. On that, you know what I'm saying? It's like, well, fuck. And so you know he was about to get some ass from
Prince
her
was
with
on
no
another level,
problem.
man.
She was jealous. I think she actually said, "I'm jealous." That's some game, boy. Shit, you bold as shit. Hell yeah, I'm the starting point guard. My ego is up. I'm 5'1", but bitch, in my dreams, I'm 7'2".
Somehow he can dunk. Like,
Oh man.
Did you say Prince could dunk at 5'1"?
somehow, like,
Wow.
you
They
know.
would have had Prince
Of course
on
he can,
fucking,
you know.
NBA Jam back in the
Bro,
day,
Prince
man.
could
That would have
dunk.
been
Yeah.
the shit if you could have unlocked Prince on NBA Jam. That would have been the shit. Had the big head Prince on NBA Jam. Oh god.
I mean, you
might have a game here, man.
Straight up.
You might have a game
Yeah,
here.
bring that shit
Prince
back.
Jams.
The Big Head All Stars.
Yeah. Prince and the Revolution.
Yeah,
So you
that's
gotta play it
one
so much
team.
to get the whole
That's like the boss level
MC
team.
Hammer.
Hammer time.
And the O-Town 357 gang and all of them.
That's just like Hammer. So apparently he was putting hits out on people too.
Yeah.
Like,
Come on, man. Come on, man.
and you don't hear about this stuff till later,
You
man.
can't live in Oakland
Bro,
if you ain't know
he
Hammer,
put
bro.
out a hit on MC Search for talking about his mom.
Hey, man, listen.
Like for real.
Can't talk about
Yeah.
That shit is real, dude. That shit is real, man.
You said about my mama. Yeah, you remember when Third Base made the video, and they was kind of like dissing MC Hammer in the
And that,
video.
they,
you know?
that's
Come
exactly.
on,
He
man.
thought that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
He thought that they were dissing his mom. So then, like, he there was a serious
Hey, man,
hit. put
y'all
out
better
on that
leave
dude.
MC Hammer alone, man.
That's gangsters.
You can't
I
touch
mean,
this.
but this is where
I can imagine
Hammer
man,
was
MC
tight
Hammer
right on.
Oh,
Right his ass out, bro.
MC Hammer probably knew capoeira, bro. Like straight
Oh
up, I
my
could see
God.
like he could dance. Like you imagine it. Cause he always had his fist balled up when he was dancing.
Hey, man.
So you imagine like he takes some of them dances in roundhouse and bam,
He had the most incredible cardio routine.
right.
smack.
Yeah.
Come on, man. That's why Nelly and them started doing that shit. Like Hammer made a lot of money. Boy. He came all the way out of that doing that shit. You gotta be smart.
Yeah.
It's business. It's business. That were great people, man. Geniuses.
Not too long ago, it was the 20th anniversary of Nelly's big release.
Who?
Nelly.
We talking about Nelly?
Nelly.
Why?
Cause I just said his name, I guess.
Yeah, it's been 20 years
Not
since.
Nelly.
No, it's just it's been 20 years since that guy like landed on the
I was having a
giant commercial
conversation
map.
about the number one song. When him and Karis
Yeah.
One got into it.
Yeah, because I was saying, I was saying.
Yeah,
that-
it was you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was saying that the one once you start saying you're number one, I feel like you're trying to convince yourself, and you've lost the notion that you're number one because you ain't got to say if you're number one, you ain't got to tell everybody that
Yeah,
shit.
you
No,
know,
everyone else
it's
does
trash
it for you.
music.
Right, yeah.
The very next track after that shit.
It's like okay, I'm country now. I guess I'm not number one.
Yeah, that's a Gotti goat moment right
Yeah.
there.
Now,
That's
Yeah.
a Gotti goat moment.
Makes
I don't
sense.
know, man.
Get
And
that.
and I think this is one of the
Good
things that
promotion.
rappers do. Like rappers, a lot of rappers end up not talking about anything, and 90% of their raps are about how good they are, and it's like that's cool. But you can only listen to that shit for so
right
long,
on.
man. Like,
Good for you.
That's probably why I really didn't get that far off into Lil Wayne, man. Because it's
Yeah.
like that's all he did.
Yeah.
I don't remember a bar by him that wasn't saying he was as great as God's titty milk. Like, you know what I mean? It was always some shit. He compared himself to something grand, boy. He had gold toilets and shit. Like, it's like, you don't even care. I don't care what she said on the shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, nah.
So that's where those things come from. Gold toilets. Like Lil Wayne.
You got a good thing to be associated with getting shitted on.
I shit on you from a gold toilet. And he was short, so he could probably swing his legs on the joint. You think of it as a throne or something.
oh god,
You know?
that's what happens when you take too much lean, man.
Oh.
Yeah, lean and
Thinking
pills,
about
right
what
back
your
to the
verse
topic.
saying.
Lean and
I'm
pills.
shitting on people. Like what?
He started
None of
getting-
your mans fucking checked you on that and said, hey, Wayne, you sure you want to put that verse out, bro? Yeah.
Started getting on
Yeah,
this Rick
dog.
James shit. Bitch, you know who I am. Lil Wayne's life, I mean, how dope is it? You like, I'm about to go to prison, so what my next move is I'm gonna just go and like get like 5 or 6 chicks pregnant. And like leave my legacy out here. Like how many chicks did he get pregnant?
I don't
before?
know.
How crazy was
I
that-
don't pay attention. I'm 40 now. I
that,
don't pay attention.
It was
Do you remember
over.
when he gave that deposition though? and basically told the lawyer to go fuck himself. It was like, that shit was crazy.
I didn't catch that.
That was one of those moments where I was like, man, this dude is really, like, off in his own. I mean, and he didn't go to jail, so shit.
Hey, that's where money is.
Yeah.
Man, you know what? That's where the trend comes from, bro. You know, you see that type shit.
Yeah.
Like, I might get in trouble for this later, but it's like, I feel like if Jay-Z binds you out of jail, boy, like, your life is over with. But it's like, you know, all that money talk, man. All that money talk, boy.
Yeah.
It's like, it'll get you somewhere.
It's coming with some sort of, there is no.
Hey, man, get the
How much do I owe you if you buy me out of jail for
Right.
$20 million?
Oh God.
Do I owe you 10% of that? It's still like,
What?
Well, that's if you show up for court and they get their bond back or something, right?
ah, man. Well, shit, hell. Yeah.
You say
Jay-Z's
what?
done with you,
20 million.
man. Well,
So,
I'm just saying, man. It's, you know,
Let's discuss
good
this.
bond.
Jay-Z is now a billionaire who's gotten there. What do y'all see as about Jay-Z, like, at this point, in the sense of, go for it, please.
I try to stay out of other men's pockets.
No, it's not about the money.
Keep your hand.
It's not about the money. This is one of those things, in the sense of.
I think he's made a bunch of really shrewd business decisions.
Right, so
like incredibly smart,
last,
well-informed decisions.
Life of OJ, he's telling people he's putting people up on game. So this is where I'm saying, in the sense of.
And see, that's what I'm good at. Like the music, great.
So okay, have you listened to Breakfast Club lately?
Yup.
You heard DJ Envy talk about real estate.
Mm-hmm.
So what's going on? What's going on here? Why are rappers and Breakfast Club telling people to stop going to high school and start investing in real estate all of a sudden? What's going on with that?
I don't know.
What's going on with that? Because that's what the $1 billion was about. Because like it wasn't about the money. It's these things are being used to like tell people how they should become billionaires now and how you should become the next Jay-Z. And a lot of it has to do with not going to high school, becoming a rapper, and investing in real estate.
Jay-Z go to high school?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you can't be like him. I mean,
Jay-Z.
But this is what I'm saying, in the sense of.
Yeah, because
Good
if you drop out of like college, you end up like Steve Jobs or Bill Gates.
Right. Yeah. That's like.
Or what was the guy that left? He didn't finish IU, right?
Mark Cuban.
Mark Cuban.
Yeah. He didn't finish.
Yeah, he didn't finish. He's like stupid successful with his
Right.
television networks. Like incredibly successful.
Yeah.
That guy's so successful.
But is it okay? So this is where we're defining this as successful. Is this what we should be telling everybody? Like, there's like 1,600 billionaires in this country. Like, that's about it. I think that's the number. It's no more than that. So is this what we should be telling, like, the next generation that they should be aspiring to?
nah, hell no, man.
I mean, is this because this is okay? This is what the question was framing. This is what the question was getting at.
Go to school and get your money at the same time. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, of course not. But
Yeah.
so
if you can get it other ways when you ain't in school, that's legit. Get your money. You know what I'm saying? Capadonna said MCF. That means think with your head, you know what I'm
2153.
saying?
2153.
Money comes first.
2153.
You gotta
Capadonna
have it.
said
I mean,
money
you
comes
you
first.
gotta have
you
it,
know what
but
I'm
it's
saying?
like everybody's skill set isn't set up the same. So
Yeah.
whereas one person can drop out of high school and become a millionaire, it doesn't mean the next person.
Oh,
will
and
never do that.
there's so many factors that have to come together all at the right time.
Man, oh God. Cause who else would have been in Jay-Z's position when he was dealing with Dame Dash to invite him to lunch, like right after he was just coming out of a meeting with some people.
Well, who was his principal beef with? When
Leor Cohen. Leor Cohen is the.
So, but they wouldn't have been running in the same circles, would they? They would have been like in like business. They're
Bro, that's just a scenario where a hustler got with
Right.
a nerd.
But isn't that Russell Simmons?
No.
I mean,
check it. I mean, when you speaking to take black and white out of it and just talk about dollars and getting
Right.
paper,
That's what I mean.
It's just a scenario where a really good hustler got with a nerd.
Yeah,
Gotti.
Got with a nerd. That's how I look at it.
Isn't that all of them though? This is because this is what I'm getting at.
I'm not
Steve
trying to
Jobs
be mean
and
or
Steve
anything like
Wozniak.
that. It's just a reality. You know what I'm saying?
It's not.
You got good ideas.
It's not trying to
Bounce
be
some
mean.
shit off of
It's not-
somebody who got that capital, and y'all put your capital together, build a foundation that's solid, grow that shit. You know what I'm saying? If that take you to the next level, keep adding on. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and the only reason I'm posing these questions is because I'm trying to dissect what has been put forth as like the pinnacle of what people should be chasing, in the sense of, is this something, like asking, is this what people should really be chasing?
Somebody told me one time, if you chase money, it's gonna go in the opposite direction.
That's a good point.
You chase money, it's gonna go in the opposite direction. That's just my Uncle Jamie. You chase money, it's gonna go in the opposite direction. Just do what you're doing, and if the money come, it come. Everybody ain't gotta know where it's coming from.
What you said, man, being in the right place at the right time, man.
Everybody ain't gotta know where you coming from.
Half the time, you're not even gonna get to that point if you're not doing what the fuck you know you gotta do. It's my path is not your quote. What's the old saying? What I eat don't make you shit.
It's a whole quote. You know what I mean? Some science is just universal.
Mm-hmm.
Hustling is universal in the black community and so many other communities. You know what I'm saying? If you're dealing import exports, keep that shit legit. You know what I'm saying?
A series of shrewd business decisions.
And who gonna listen to a fool that don't got no money? Kids damn sure ain't listening to you.
Yeah.
And nobody listening to you. But the reality of it is,
So how much is spent on like building the business internally, and how much is maintaining the image of growth? Because growth isn't necessarily reflected in a physical form until we make it.
what's making it?
And this is like, okay.
What is making it?
I like being able to go to the movies. People come to me and be like, yo, you did this, you did that. I'm like, man, that's like 20 years ago. I don't like to listen to my music. I don't like to talk about myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm over any ideology about being a goat.
He's an OG.
I don't give a fuck about that. I don't care about none of that. You know what I mean? When I said, if I ever open for Rakim, my price going up, I was serious. And if you rock with me, you rock with me. If you don't, you don't. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this.
How you move.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this. In 20 years, somebody finds one of your records.
Mm-hmm.
Which one do you want it to be? And why? What do you want that person to hear in 20 years from your record that they found?
Oh, I would say I got one. I got it on my phone right now, the Hustler's Handbook. And mainly because, like, I love music because just the basic sound, you hear music, it makes you feel a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
With rap, it's all about style to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about style, especially being from the Midwest, having rappers like Twista, Bone, Crucial Conflict.
Mm-hmm.
And on that song, man, in particular, bro, like, it's just how I came on it.
And what song is it?
Hustler's Handbook.
The song is called Hustler's Handbook.
Yeah. And just how, just my verse on there, man, it's just how I killed
Nigga, you
that
always been one of my favorite.
I just feel like really, that's definitely one. Like if it was just like just draw out a hat one, I want you to hear so you can really get the essence of me and how cold I fucking am. That would definitely be a song.
So you're saying you want me to press play?
Hey, bro, you got it queued up?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I love that. Every time I hear it, I love it more.
Is that the instrumental on there?
No, it's not the
my phone
instrumental. It's
over
the
there,
actual
Yeah,
song.
just play the song, man. Yeah.
Where I put my phone at?
I have no idea.
Over there.
Yeah, it's recorded. Cool.
Yeah, this Hustler Handbook, motherfucking Dime, featuring my little cousin, Mr. P. Let's go.
to do something to get it cause. I'm a 5 and I'm 10's gon' get revived. I'm gon' go for that. I'm a hustler, it's no mistake. And it involves when you trying to do something to get it cause. I'm a 5 and I'm 10's gon' get revived. I'm gon' go for that. 28 to 280. Add a quad and grab 2 more. 56 for the moment. Just make it flip, gotta make it flip. 2 times, then grab 4. Flip that, grab 4 more. 8 6, this a half a boat. Then spend something, get it for the low. 28 G's, I ain't talking money, I'm talking zips of the weed is all. Just a little woman, nice and tall. That's the prelude to start the summer off. Cooking dreams and my wishing well. Hell, don't believe me, ask my clientele. Now they trying to get the weight for cheap, like I posted up on fire sale. Just sold 4 quads out the zip, still got a little bit left. Made them sit at 5.6 to put the extra back up on the shelf. Gotta watch out for niggas talking like
Hey, we got Bruce in the cut. Hey, that's the first verse, man. That's my cousin, Mr. P, man. I call him Lil Cuz. That's my fucking little big fucking cousin. This nigga's like 7 feet tall. This shit, he goes in, you know. Hey, man, you know, we got the label cracking, man. BOMG, Blood Over Money Gang, built on maintaining greatness, you know what I'm saying? Like, we trying to make major moves. I mean, everybody in the camp, man, I feel like is just really the type of, man, like I feel like we're all built for this. I can see that aura in everybody that's in our movement right now, man. The way everybody moves, we all move like men, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Quan Chi, man. That's CEO of BOMG, man. My little cousin, Mr. P, like I already said earlier on the track with me. My man, LA. My man SK.P, man, we got my man, I had it on my phone, man. I feel bad, man, cause you know I ain't met everybody, but we got my man Black down in Orlando holding it down, and shit, we got a few R&B artists down in Atlanta right now holding it down, man. Everybody's working on their albums. We got Mr. P, it's called Your Play. His album just dropped like midnight last night, man. That motherfucker's going crazy. So every platform, you ain't even gotta ask me if you know what music platforms are out here on the internet. He's on that shit. Cop that shit. Mr. P, that nigga goes hard, bro. You thank me later. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that satisfied like bass cravings for the morning.
Yeah.
Really, you know, nicely satisfied. That was like a slow roasted cup of coffee. That was never brought above 140 degrees.
Right, perfect.
What's the name of your new album?
The new album, scrapped my last album, man. Unfortunately, man, I hate to say it, but the new album is gonna be called Day of the Dawn. I would say, man, give me probably give it a fall release date. Started working on it, man. I'm like 3 or 4 tracks in right now, man. I mean, man, I got my beats from my boy Roy Rohan, man. That boy, he's mad scientist on the beats, man. Like, I'm telling you, like he just said, man, my bass craving satisfied, bro, man. This next album, you ain't gonna want to turn it off, bro. I'm telling you, it's gonna like satisfy all the little exotic bass cravings. The bass cravings, you ain't there like you guys want an Asian or something like that. It's gonna be some, yeah, that type of satisfying.
Definitely. I'm all about exotic bass. Speaking my language.
Yes, sir. Cuz over there getting busy. Another session is at hand. I need that tray. One more time.
Behind you.
Oh shit. Slack on my back.
No, that was good.
Right on, man.
That was like the kind of intensity.
That was that MF Don shit.
That had
Hey.
like the kind of intensity that just keeps your attention.
Yo.
Just wanna keep listening. That's good stuff.
Hey man, I've been saying it for years.
Cuz been riding out with it, man. You know, it's
Hits
a
for
hard
days.
road, man. It's a hard
Hits for
road.
days. I know a hit when I hear one. Whatever people might determine to hit the beat. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and okay, so let's talk about that.
Really, I'm just talking
Like-
about music that makes my subwoofer do things. because I mean, I seek out the deep
That shit
bass,
sound good.
but
Yeah.
you gotta have, you know, good music. Otherwise, a deep powerful subwoofer is just gonna make you have to shit.
Yeah.
So
shit.
let me ask you, okay, as far as beats you rapped over, in my experience, I would say you prefer boom bap, but when you make music, it don't sound like boom bap. It's like all over. You do a lot of different shit, and then when you rap, it's like the beats you choose are a lot more trap, but it's a lot more soulful than more trap. So this is where, what is driving your guys' beat selection, and then what sound do you guys think is the best to stand out over time? I would say. Like, what is the, like, when you choose a beat, when you're like, okay, I'm gonna choose this beat, you know somebody's got to listen to that shit like 30 times.
Now, you know what, man? My process is like pretty intricate because I don't just pick any kind of beat. Like, it's all kind of producers. They send me beats, and I'll turn the beat on, and I know that the beat immediately is not for me.
So, after doing that thousands of times, what is it? What is it? Like, just don't think too hard about it. What is it in words that tells you
what I'm writing, the story I'm trying to convey to the people when I write these lyrics? Because when these words leave my mouth, they ain't coming back. Period. I'm not trying to take nobody to hell. I'm not trying to be responsible for nobody's soul. I'm just trying to make great hip-hop music. Pure hip-hop music. I'm not following nobody fucking trend because ain't none of these niggas in my lane. You know what I'm saying? I strictly keep my shit 100% pure. You know what I'm saying? Like, the shit I remember hip-hop being was real conscious on certain levels, but it had that street element at the same time. From the production was created for me to paint these pictures for y'all. So if I find this shit, if I find some shit,
I'm with you on that.
and it's got a real dope ass boom bap feel, and it's grimy and it's gritty like that. When I first time, like when the first time you heard motherfucking Liquid Souls by the Jizz, and you turned on that motherfucking when the MCs came to live out the name, that beat was like boom 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 boom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's the shit I remember. Like, my soul move in like that direction. You know what I'm saying?
When you sit down with a producer, man, it's like, it's all in what you feeling right then and there, man. You know, I'm just like that. When I turn on a beat, if I can listen to it and actually hear myself, you know what I'm saying, like doing a hook a certain way, or just like any type of. And
you got Pat, man. I swear to God, yo, this cat. I've heard songs where his rhyme pattern changed at least 10, 15 times.
Yeah.
Before the song is over, his rhyme pattern done changed like 20 times. Like, he's like somewhere else in the pocket of the beat. He'll find that groove like Rakim used to find that groove.
Right.
But it's on, like, it's his story, not Rakim's now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like the first time Rakim heard the message.
So on that note, when you finding that beat in the pocket, I've noticed what ends up happening is there's like the first person to find a certain pattern, a bunch of people will come in and try to duplicate that. So what is it that allows you to find that pattern that other people aren't doing?
That first line.
Man,
The first line hit me, I be.
You know what, man? It's crazy, man. I tell people this all the time. When I'm writing a song, like I said, first of all, I'm like I'm so fucking committed to finding the right beat. It's first things first.
You turn on the tunnel vision.
Man, I mean, like
there's nothing else that you can see.
Yeah, man, it's like almost like getting head, bro.
No, it's crunch time. It's crunch time. It's crunch time. That clock be ticking and ticking and ticking and ticking and ticking.
So then, man,
and you work.
After that, you know, when I sit and I listen to that same track, man, for weeks. You know, because I don't believe in making mixtape songs. You know what I mean? I don't believe in making songs real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, Tupac wrote an album in a week. Okay, that's good for him, man. Look how his setup was. My setup's not like that.
I feel like I've been trying to figure out how to make drum and bass like by myself in real time for the past 15 years.
Man.
And that's like hard.
Yeah.
And so like, and
So
you talking to a guy like I used to produce.
My background is in like jazz guitar, and so for me, like to try and make all these other things come together. I mean, that's why electronic music is so important.
Drumline and marching band.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe that has something to do with it.
Yeah.
Because you know, you change up the beat.
I had friends in drumline, and they were very methodical about how they approached everything. There's a level of discipline that I saw, that I noticed in everyone that I knew who did drumline that wasn't present in anyone else in
chops.
Well, no, they were just. It was like a different. It was different, you know, and that's not to say that the other people in the marching band weren't as disciplined or committed. They were obviously, but there was this different kind of focus.
You got a lot of patterns going through your head.
Yeah.
And so
you gotta move your body and do the rhythm of the instrument at the same time.
Like I said, man, there's a lot of patterns going through your head. Like it's like that other shit. That's damn near first-hand nature. Like, you know, you marching, walking, basically. You know what I'm saying?
The high school I went to had a really serious marching band program. They participated in like the Rose Bowl parade and stuff like that. And I remember, you know, that first like few months of the year when there was still that tension because football season's in full swing,
and you can't wait to come out and do that, make that first performance, man. Just let everybody see what y'all got.
They wouldn't let me march a guitar. I was like, I got a wireless system. They're like, no, that's not going to work. I was like, well, I don't want to be in the pit. That sucks. And so I was like, they're like, you can do basketball. That's right. So I showed up at basketball games. And so, much to my surprise, like they call it these songs that I think that I know, that I've learned because I learned them from the radio, and can play them like the recordings, and all of a sudden I'm like half a key flat or sharp one way or the other because it was rewritten for the convenience of a trumpet.
Yeah.
And it's like, seriously, you're gonna make me play this? It's impossible not to play. It's impossible to play this in this position. What the heck? What the fuck?
Yeah, man.
I really liked basketball games though.
Yeah, that is a big thing about playing instruments, and then like I was saying, man, like when I sit down and I write a song, what I actually do is, man, I listen to the beat so much, I allow the beat to actually tell me what to write on it,
Yeah.
That's where my whole concept comes from. Like, what does this beat even make me think about?
It informs you of the available options and allows you to make shrewd decisions.
Exactly. And like, with however the feel of the beat is, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's how I kind of like let my bars take off. And that's why I am so fucking versatile, because I listen to the beat. I don't know. I think I just listen to the beat different than a lot of people, man. I listen to the Migos. They try to have that, that up tempo kind of swag rap, and it's like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? But
I get a kick out of the Migos dissection videos where they throw a dice and they select words off of a chart, and then they somehow turn out a Migos beat like in 5 minutes.
It's just random as shit.
Yeah, and then they play like the actual song they're making the parody of, and it's pretty close. It's like
the most random shit in the world. Like I was telling you yesterday, man, with who I listen to, like, I think one of my biggest inspirations in music is probably Crucial Conflict. They're probably one of the most. Their style is just so unique. Everybody's different, but they had their shit nailed together. But like, I was just thinking, like, man, I bet the Migos, if they ever heard them, they probably wish they had their shit as together. They were as good and as talented as Crucial Conflict. But on the flip side of that, I bet you Crucial Conflict can look at the Migos and be like, man, that should be us. we should be the ones with all the fucking money and success and fame. And it's just crazy.
I think Crucial Conflict was just too ahead of their time. Like,
weren't ready for them.
Yeah, Hey was like, it was a hit, and then that shit got overshadowed by Po Pimpin', I think Po Pimpin' came out. Yeah. So it's like and at that time,
that was a good way. That was a good segue.
About it like that.
I'm pretty sure that's how it happened. Because what happens is that period
Chris
in
is
hip
the
hop.
champion of segues. Seriously.
Hell yeah.
Hip hop had a very weird period where it was like one person would take the crown and then it was gone like that, and then.
See, I always like De
But
La
Jay-Z
Soul.
would
They
always-
never had the crown because they're always like
Well, they always had this.
they
it
were
was
like 20 years ahead of their time too.
This is like okay.
Like, they really
If we
were.
put it in like Marvel terms, there's the street level heroes, and then there's the universe level heroes. It's like Jay-Z was always the universe level hero, and De La Soul was always the street level hero.
Yeah.
Like they were always the ones fucking leading the pack on the street, but Jay was always the one leading the pack in the mainstream.
Yeah.
And it would be this thing where Jay, he would change. He never got
I feel like
stuck
they
in
both
a trend, and I
they
think
both
that's
really
why.
nailed like that future bass sound,
So-
that future rap sound really early on.
But check it, the fucking one that flew under the radar but stayed there the entire time was fucking LL. And this is where LL may still go down, and like he's still one of the top 5.
Turn the pop.
Definitely Rock and Roll Hall of
Basically.
Fame.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
the
yeah,
issue
yeah.
is,
Hey,
the
Jimi
issue
Hendrix is in the Rock and Roll Hall
Oh,
of Fame,
for
you know,
sure.
so
for sure.
that's like a great place to land.
But the issue is
Yeah.
when
It's like,
fucking
I'm like 3
cannabis.
halls down from
Yeah,
Jimi
When
Hendrix.
cannabis came at him,
Yeah.
he fucking took
Yeah.
cannabis's
Yeah.
throat.
Yeah.
He took cannabis's throat, which is
Multiple times.
multiple times. And Cannabis was not a bad fucking rapper. He just was too far ahead of his time. So this is once again what ends up happening is the people who came in the early 2000s got caught up in this cycle of executive ran hip hop, where the executives were making the decisions about what was going out in a lot of ways, but then there were some people who stayed in control of their decisions, like Jay-Z kept control of his masters. So when I'm talking about Jay-Z, I'm not shitting on Jay-Z at all. I'm trying to use him as an example for so many reasons, because he sets the example for so many reasons. He was one of the first rappers to keep his masters, because he lost the fucking masters to the very first one, right? Didn't he lose the
Reasonable
masters?
Doubt?
It's a Reasonable Doubt. I thought he lost them at first and had to regain
I'm
them.
not sure.
I feel like that's what happened.
Probably.
It may not have been him, but
knows?
something happened at the time. But then that's the whole issue with the fucking Wu-Tang, is RZA kept control of all the masters and was fucking over all the people who weren't family, and even some of the family.
Well, that's
So this is where
the Beatles Michael Jackson lesson right there.
right. Well, and this is kind of man, and this is where that's proof Michael Jackson was gangster as fuck.
Yeah. He bought the
That
Beatles catalog.
shit, that's just gangster shit right there.
Bought
That's
it right
like-
out from Paul's.
Like you can see him sitting in his chair like the fucking Don. Oh, the Beatles catalog up for sale. Okay.
He told Paul to buy it.
Yeah, he gave him a chance.
Yeah, he gave him a
He
chance.
gave him a fucking chance, man.
Paul waited too long.
Yeah. So
Why would you buy your own masters?
why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? That's stupid.
Yeah, that's stupid as shit.
Yeah.
That's stupid as shit.
You can have him have.
Yeah,
The fucking Beatles. Like, Paul McCartney, had the opportunity to reclaim the catalog of the fucking Beatles and then lost to Michael
Cocaine is a
Jackson.
hell of a drug.
So that's a good
That's really
segue.
masculine.
And we'll talk about who owns. Like, do you think this is like one of the questions I wanted to ask, in the sense of, do you think a lot of these rappers who are out here putting out trash, toxic, polluting stuff own their masters?
anything.
They don't own it. Do you think they
They
own
own
their shit?
anything that they touch. Do they own it? The cars that they
So-
drive? Do
so
they
are-
rent
are
that
these-
shit for the video.
Are these are these rappers just prostitutes, basically?
I don't know. They not
These
made
for
for me to
Are they
listen to.
prostitutes?
Well, right, exactly.
Because that's how
I don't
I
see
feel.
them.
I feel.
Hey, man, you know what?
I feel
Isn't
like
that
they're
I
prostitutes.
think-
that
somebody
Australian
like
female
2
rapper
Chainz-
chick that
Yo,
she was just like a singer. She showed up for an audition to become that Iggy chick.
Azalea.
Yeah. She was just like, she could rap. She learned how to rap and went to an audition and got the part.
Yeah.
She's a completely cultured,
Constructed,
groomed recording artist.
T.I. had her signed to Grand Hustle.
The That's because she can rap. She can really. She is a great entertainer.
That's what he was
But
saying.
like I think there's something different between something that's organic and something that's constructed.
We in the middle of this damn interview, man. Hey, I almost forgot, man, before we leave, man. I got some t-shirts for y'all, man. Some BOMG
wow. Right on.
t-shirts. I
Hell
got
yeah.
black and blue. Take your choice.
I don't really have. I
I'll
don't
take
have
blues.
a preference between the two, so yeah.
Awesome. There you go. Courtesy of the, that's it, the record label.
Right on.
This little Christmas something.
Like a box of donuts. Some orange juice.
Built on maintaining greatness. You know, we try to make sure we keep everything in public's eye, man. You know, that's what it's all about, bro. Pretty soon we'll be streaming, man. We got plenty of merch. We got beer mugs, actually, with the BOMG.
I like this. Do you have a seal and wax and seal kit for this? Because that would be super pimp. No, I'm serious. You could like close your envelopes, melt some wax, and press the seal on it, and close that shit like a fucking French count.
My lady's got one of those.
Shit.
Seriously,
Damn,
like,
that would be
and
the
this
shit I've never
this
done.
would be perfect for that.
Yeah, I know, right?
You could get it made into the end of a
DJs.
ring.
Yeah.
The seal could be at the end of a ring. Then all you gotta do is heat that up with your lighter, and
Slip mats for DJs would be dope.
For life.
slip mats for DJs would be good too. Yeah, these are awesome.
Yeah, man, you know, I'm gonna have to holler at homeboy about this shit, man. We got some designers, man, because we got fucking sweatsuits with the actual stitched in label on it and shit, you know?
Oh, like
Man,
full
we
embroidery.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
that's
We
good.
trying to go
That's
out,
good stuff.
You know, if you want to try to do something to make money, you got to do something to fucking make money.
Well, you know, it's interesting. Like, I remember when I was like 13 and just learning how to play the guitar, one of my friends was really into Metallica, like way too into Metallica, and was buying like branded merchandise, like T-shirts
Hell yeah.
directly from Metallica. And that's how you
I
support
remember
your.
when they fucking had that big ass song for the Terminator movie and
So-
shit. They sold a lot of
So
merch with that shit.
when he bought those shirts, he bought some like the heaviest cotton T-shirts that I'd never seen before.
Yeah.
And like I imagine they still exist. Whereas like the only shirts that I have from way back then that are still in, none of them are still intact
Yeah.
because
yeah,
T-shirts
yeah.
get worn.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. These were some quick jobs.
But there's something to be said for merchandise that something that lasts. That says something about like a level of commitment that a band is willing to put into something. It's like
Yeah, you
it's
are
like
definitely
look, we
right.
know you're gonna buy the T-shirt, and we're gonna charge you a little bit more for it, but this thing's gonna last you long enough to show your children.
Yeah,
Like that's
hell
that's
yeah,
that's
yeah,
the kind of
yeah,
thing.
that's how you got a strong.
I got a
point with
Jake
that,
Dilla
bro.
t-shirt that's like that.
Yeah,
I still got
it's
a
like
fucking
but
Mike
you
Wise
got it.
jersey.
Million fucking times and shit
Like,
because you spilled
yeah.
liquor and shit on it. Ashes.
Like, bro.
But you have those shirts that are so heavy when you put them on, you're like, man, this thing needs to like stretch out. This is.
I have a Michael Jordan, like one of those Jordan jerseys from actual middle school. I still wear it because it's still the fact. I mean, there's like one hole, and some of the
Yeah, but nylon is
shit
forever.
Right. I mean, pretty much. Yeah, that shit is easily 20 years old. Easily.
Yeah.
Maybe 22. That shit could vote.
Oh man.
Straight up.
Nylon is forever,
Vote.
man.
God.
Fuck, I have some rave pants that are able to buy their own booze now.
Probably
Yeah.
smell like booze. out there.
Oh god, they probably smell like something much worse than booze.
God. Raver funk is like one of the worst smells.
What kind of funk?
Raver funk.
Yeah. 8 hours of dancing in a pair of shoes
Not
that you've
right,
worn to like 20 other parties three nights a week, every weekend for the entire summer. Those shoes get destroyed.
Lord have
The
mercy.
smell of drugs.
It's like, why do you?
Sorry.
It's either like, why do you wear shoes or why didn't you bring extra shoes?
No, that's the thing. Like, you're at a party for
Lord have
about
mercy.
8 to 12 hours. and you're on your feet the whole time.
That's crazy.
And taking drugs that
And-
make you overheat.
Yeah.
So you start sweating like a motherfucker.
And you're drinking water like a motherfucker.
Man, I got bad feet, so
Man,
even thinking about
I'm
this
not
shit,
standing up for too long if I go anywhere.
You feel me?
That's the thing. There's
I
just
gotta
like so
find
much
a chair.
bass. I mean, it's like a basketball gym, a high school basketball gym with 150,000 watts of juice, and you can
Yes.
stand as far away from the speaker wall as you want to, but you're still
Yeah,
within
shit.
range of everything. So this one time I was in Ohio, and it was I'm pretty sure it was one of the, it was like when Bang in a Box was out, so I think it was Richard Humpty Vision. It might have been the other guy, what was his name? Bad Boy Bill. I think it might have been Bad Boy Bill.
They
But
always perform together.
yeah, I think it was his set. He played this like test track where it's like 80 hertz, 70 hertz, 60 hertz. You know, it keeps like counting down, and he's like 20 hertz, and the place is like shaking, and all of a sudden it's just. The place is just vibrating, and I look down, and this pool of water in front of me starts looking completely like a mirror, like it went completely clear.
Yeah.
And this dude standing right in front of me, about 5-10 feet, like squats a little and grabbed his ass, and then ran for the restroom
Oh God.
because he was in the fucking sweet spot. And that, no, seriously, that's what I mean. Like too much bass will just make you fucking shit yourself.
Oh my God.
I like how he brought that back, man.
Oh my God.
There is a time when there's too much
Man, if
bass.
your bass is hitting hard enough to run the shit out of somebody,
Turn that shit down. Turn that damn music
I don't want to be there.
You know that motherfucker was redlining.
I don't
Oh,
want to have
man.
the conversation at a basketball game.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you know, these parties were out of control. They were so out of control. We didn't
He
even.
grabbed his ass. It was too late, bro.
Yeah, it was.
It was too late.
I've never seen anyone run like that.
It
Rattle
was too
shit out of
late.
him.
I saw, did you see,
Literally was out.
Never seen anyone run like that.
did you go to the Sir Mix-a-Lot rave?
Oh yeah.
There was a Sir Mix-a-Lot did a show. I saw Jam Master Jay at a rave.
I saw Black Sheep at a rave.
Yeah,
I saw Slick Rick at a rave.
Run DMC.
Run DMC.
You ever been to a rave, bro?
Nah, not that I can remember.
Oh, these things are great. They start at like, well, officially they would start at like 10 or 11, and then they would pretty much go on till 10 or 11.
Yeah, pretty much. And then there would be an after party, and sometimes the after party to the after party.
Yeah, you know,
Let's just say it's the time where I'm gonna want to go home.
Yeah.
yeah, this is like, you know, this is
Sooner or
a
later.
to
I'm
really
gonna go
rave hard. You this is like a 3-day commitment. You start
Yeah.
on like
You gotta get the whole
not that
experience.
you start on a Friday night and you don't come back till Sunday
There's money
night. Sometimes you
involved.
come back
Dude's night
Monday.
out.
Yeah,
Hold on, till about midnight.
yeah, but it's dude's night out every weekend for 3 or 4 months solid.
Hey, you know what though? It was a time when I was about between 25 and 29. Bruh, I lived in Broad Ripple.
Oh yeah.
Lived in fucking Broad Ripple. You know, because you were there too. I'm talking, what was the night? Was it a night that we didn't go? Because like damn near
Vogue
every
had
night in Broad
bunch of-
Ripple, it was always something different. I never even been to the Vogue.
Oh,
I'm just
really?
talking about right there in that little area.
I mean, that's where I used to hang out in
Just
right
right
in high
there.
school.
Spin
Yeah,
the
there's the
Casbah.
Casbah, and then there's that place that's kind of around and up the stairs. Around.
And
Red
then
Room.
Bleecker Street.
Yeah.
They opened up Bleecker Street, and then the Spin was always right there. That was my shit.
Patio spin.
So we was kind of like always back and forth. It was always
there.
jumping. It was always fucking
was there.
jumping. That was the set.
We was there, son.
And when you go down in that basement, you gonna see damn near everybody you know in that bitch. Drunk.
Big ass party.
Like, damn boy, your ass here too. I ain't even know. Them was the days, man. I don't even know no spots really to just go chill like that anymore.
Or do you remember? I don't know if you ever went. There was like it was like a little house that Top Speed would come in, and they had like cardboard in the middle, and sometimes they had fucking video games and shit. But it would be, was it?
I remember.
I remember
wasn't
seeing
there.
Top Speed
I wasn't
breakdancing at a
invited
rave
to
one
that.
time.
No,
I ain't get the
it would
memo.
happen like, nah, it was happening
It
like,
all depends on what year it was with me,
yeah.
cause I was always in and out. this place to try to, you know, I try to keep moving because you can become stagnant.
Yeah.
If you don't create the party, you probably won't be going to no party. You know what I'm saying? Hence Square Cat Vinyl, you know, hip hop night.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the story behind that?
I had performed at Reese, I think, and Patrick saw me perform, and he was like, "Yo, I saw you perform a couple weeks ago at Shreese. Shit was dope."
That street's just kind of like a fucking rave.
Hold on. I don't know. And then he was like, "Would you be interested in doing a hip hop night?" And I was like, "Shit, just give me a date."
Mm-hmm.
That shit kind of like just fell on my lap. The funny thing is, you know, we had done another show there previously on somebody else's joint, and Fire mentioned this was a dope spot to do a show at. And right after he said that, Patrick came to me and was like, "Yo, would you be interested in doing that?" So opportunity was just like that. So now we run it every last Friday of the month, and I curate the entire thing. I don't like to do all that bullshit.
You got to do that. I remember having a discussion with some DJ friends of mine up in Indy, some house DJs, and they were talking about how, you know, at this point, it's about curating an audience, and it's almost like creating a museum in a lot of ways.
Yeah, because it got to a point to where it was people performing in shows, and my work schedule didn't permit me. I wasn't able to go because of my work schedule.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So, with me being able to put together a show and have a great group of people working with me to do that, you know, Mike Angel, the head of anything Square Cat Vinyl related, you know what I'm saying?
In a lot of ways, a residency is almost like an art installation, a physical, like,
yeah, but
interaction.
The reality was, you know, and this is verbatim. We don't know shit about hip hop. You know everything about hip hop. You know how the city moves. You live here. You live here. You're in the culture. You know what I'm saying? We got the same birthday.
That's beautiful.
We got the same birthday.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we been connected. You know what I mean? Since before this shit even popped off. So it was just like one of them things where the opportunity was there, and it just needed to happen because you had a situation where a lot of people was doing shows and they was just putting their friends on. And
Yes.
I don't got no friends.
Right.
I got associates. You know what I'm saying? I got a family to think about before I think about any friends or associates, in my opinion.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
real
Shit was stagnant for a minute because you have artists that are hungry out here and they got good music, but certain events would come up and it would be like the same 5 people, 6 people, 10 people at this location, that location. There was not enough energy circulating around in the city, so there had to be something that was conducive and that was all ages, that was kind of a melting pot that would bridge the gap between what the MF Dine does versus what a Tully C does, versus what Nate B does.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's certain people that don't get seen because
They're behind the scenes.
no. They got. It's not that they're behind the scenes. They're out here. They're going to shows. They're introducing themselves to people. It's just the reality of people taking the time to actually acknowledge them.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And if you are not acknowledging the artist, then what are you doing? If you're a curator, if you're a show promoter, how can you be a show promoter and
If you don't have a show.
no.
Not even that.
Peep. It's way deeper than having a show.
You might have a show.
Hold on. If you're a promoter and you're involved in anything entertainment wise, and there's art that is all around your city, and you're not venturing into those areas to see who is doing what, how they're doing it, how their campaign is ran, how their branding is structured, step the fuck off. You're not real. You know where the function is jumping off at. You know where shit popping at. But you got your head up your own ass. Because you only thinking about yourself.
Yeah.
Self don't exist when it come to you already passing on your opportunities in life. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So once you've already made your decision in the past, leave that shit there. Leave that shit there. It ain't about you no more. Yeah, you might think that you still got it or whatever, but sometimes you gotta realize, yo, I might do still got it, but it's a time to flex when I got it. And when it comes to curating for the culture I came up in, it was always about showing love to the next artist. Mm-hmm. That's how I came in. I can remember walking down the street on College. You know what I'm saying? No matter where I was going. I would see 360 Degrees drive down the street. And I say this shit all the time. I see 360 Degrees drive down the street. White Range Rover. Like 1996. That was my Wu-Tang. In real time. Every time they passed me going down 38th Street, Justice and PG and Freedom, I would be like this. And either they would honk because they had somewhere to be, or they would stop and I would hop in. Mm-hmm. And that's how the God show improved. Yeah. Not to get on no signs or nothing like that, because people don't want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no gimmick shit. I don't do clout chasing. I was around the time when niggas created the word clout. So fuck what y'all talking about. And it's like this hip hop shit. Everybody hip hop shit is not the same. Everybody hip hop shit is different. The way you listen to music is not the same way Cuzzo listen to music. Yeah. It's not the same way Cuzzo make music. It's not the same way I recite music in my performance. It's not the same way. The shit just keeps circling and circling and circling until we find who actually got the juice. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And if you doing this for the benefit of self-preservation, that's cool. Get yours. Be selfish when it's time to be selfish. You know what I'm saying? You gotta eat. You probably got bills to pay just like everybody else do. Mm-hmm. But it's like you got this cycle of stagnant energy. And some people are fixing the energy. And some people are going against the grain of fixing the energy because they don't see anything but, you know.
Self.
Yeah, and self is not even real. Self is not even real. This is an ideal. Because we think individuality when we think of self, but there's a link that ties everything together. So if I'm a link in the chain and I'm fucking up, then that means you fucking up too. Mm-hmm. And y'all gotta correct me when I'm fucking up.
Makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's reality. You know, we don't do this shit for like no reason. This shit saved my life, and I mean that shit. Like for real.
Well, okay, so on that notion of self, it really struck me at
my
grandma's.
Bad, I'm long-winded.
No.
We like that stuff.
Because your family, I can take this in another direction. So when we were sitting at grandma's 89th birthday, like I realized that probably 60 people in there would not have existed if she didn't exist.
Word.
Like half those people wouldn't have if you take grandma out the out, and then take it one step back, Grandma Zell, then you wouldn't exist. You see,
right.
You see what I'm saying? So there's like all these things where it's like, yeah, the self is it's definitely an illusion, but it's a lot easier for an older person to see that if they're looking for it, I think. So this is kind of where what I'm getting at in the sense of when we have people who want to preserve self so much that they end up hurting other people inadvertently, what do you think is the best way to, like, how do you balance preserving your family and not hurting other people?
I focus on my family. I don't focus on other people.
I mean, yeah, but then how do you make sure you're not indirectly hurting other people in your decisions? Like
family, hey man, like I said, when you get to the point, there's certain people in your life that you already adopted as family. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like
you know who the politics
family
with.
Yeah, your family is.
You know exactly who the politics with. Like right now, I know that. Yeah, I might not have talked to Cuzzo Nikki in a minute. Mm-hmm. It could be in a year. But I know she got her shit together. I know she constantly elevating. I know she not stagnated in her growth. You know what I'm saying? When I talk to Lauren or somebody like that, it'd be the same way. Me and CeCe Chanel was just in a video like not too long ago. Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's always energy circulating, regardless if it's family or just really dope artists. You know what I'm saying?
Dope people in your life, period, man.
Yeah, like I was saying, you gotta rock with people that's getting it like you, so they can stay out of your pocket and you can stay out of theirs. Period.
Oh man, keeping folks up, man.
You gotta have a good support
They
system.
say birds of the same feather flock together, and you gotta make sure you a fucking eagle. You fly with eagles, bro. Like, yeah, this is real shit, man. Cause
Yeah, 747.
a friend in need is a pest.
You know, jet life type shit. He said an eagle. I'm a jet.
Shit. Still a bomber.
Yeah.
So, okay, let me
I'm
change.
happy to be a rock falling through space.
Word. Straight media type
Yeah,
shit.
you gonna
So-
make some heat, bro.
I'm gonna change the subject slightly just because I have this Wakanda shirt on. So both of y'all have kids, right? You have.
Yeah.
So when we grew up, we didn't have Black Panther on screen, and your daughter didn't have Wonder Woman on the big screen. Like, so have you seen like anything different in the youth that that we didn't have because of the media, that exposure, like in representation that we didn't have? Like, because I don't have kids, so this is kind of something in the sense of
Hey,
your
bro, I'ma
daughter's.
just be real with you. My daughter is exactly like I was when I was a kid. Like I was into everything.
Yeah.
The only difference is I didn't have like guidance to show me the things that I should be into.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We kind of like paved our own way.
Yeah, you know, you see a lot
That
of
shit was fun though.
young parents nowadays, man. They like,
You ever play darts?
I want to give my kids
ever played
everything that I
darts,
didn't
yo?
have.
Darts?
Darts.
Yeah,
Darts. Like
yeah, throwing darts. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm talking about you was the boy at darts.
yeah.
The who was
Like the
Yeah,
dartboard, like the
bro.
dartboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not at the dartboard at you.
Okay, yeah, I know someone.
But the you're the.
But I'm the dartboard. We used to literally me, Cedric, and Derek, man.
Man, we used to shoot
That's funny,
rockets and people down
Used to
there.
have a whole
I know
bunch of darts and
somebody-
shit. Just somebody get an eye put out of anything. I know what.
I played that game. I was never the dartboard.
No, we was like throwing darts at each other while, you know what I'm saying? We was just like, you know, like literally on some ninja shit. Like for real.
Y'all took Wu-Tang a little too seriously.
Yeah, that shit was fun though. You know how like boxers had the chicken?
You gotta catch the chicken.
You gotta catch the chicken to be see who the fastest and shit.
It's really tough.
It's like you was really tough. You can take this dart, nigga. No, I literally caught one in the top of my head. Mike threw one over the building. That shit, I got a scar like right in the top of my head right now, yo. This shit was like stuck. You know what I'm saying? But see, that's what I mean, like guidance as to what to play with, what not to play with, type shit.
You know, at one point there was a marketed product called the lawn dart,
Yeah.
and those things were like a 6.5 inch something spike.
Nah,
With
that's
a-
too much darting.
Or it's more like lawn dagger, but
Damn that. What are you throwing that at?
You the dartboard.
A turkey. I'm not the dartboard in that situation.
That's fit for a human.
I'm talking about dogs, like. Yeah, shit was crazy.
Yeah, nah, man.
Yeah,
But like I was saying, man, a lot of parents, they just like, they want to give their kids everything they didn't have. They don't want to whoop their kids. They got whoopings, da-da-da-da-da. That little
but shouldn't kids be
young
allowed
shit,
to like
but like,
want things for themselves, not the things that their parents didn't have?
Man, the funny thing is, kids already
You
know,
know
what
what?
they
That's a great
kids
fucking
already
point.
know what they want for their next birthday.
swear, man, it's like all you got to do is just feed into that.
Pianos.
They say it ain't no instruction manual, but you got a little walkie-talkie, little shadow running around telling you everything. So it's like,
Be like, Daddy, don't you remember what you said yesterday?
That depends on what they say.
For real.
Man. They say they want some lawn darts, and it's like, nah, you ain't right
You remember what you were saying yesterday? What you mean what I was saying yesterday? Remember what you said yesterday about going to the
Oh,
guitar
man.
place?
I'll never forget, I begged my mom
hilarious.
to give me the X-Men video game for Sega Genesis, and I had to get my grades right. And then I finally got the game, and the game was so hard it was like a punishment. Like I never fucking beat that shit, man.
Y'all don't play them
Never
kind of
fucking
games.
beat that shit.
I don't play them kind of games. That's too much for me.
Date, you never beat
Nah, fuck that
What was
game.
the name of the game?
It was the X-Men game for
X-Men.
Sega Genesis.
For Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
The
I
old
fucking-
Genesis.
funny
Yeah.
as shit.
I'll never forget that shit.
That's funny.
What was that game we used to play all the time?
Mortal
Shit.
Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
Hell yeah, the original.
And
'Cause
then
it's-
you used to play the one shit on Super Nintendo.
Shit, I used to play Mario Kart.
What's the shit
bro.
that had what the fuck was the name of that game, man? Had the weird ass characters.
That's like so many video games.
Right.
You ain't lying.
You talking about
What,
was it
Killer
Golden
Instinct?
Eye?
Killer Instinct.
Killer
That
Instinct
game
was
was
the shit.
awesome.
Yeah,
You used to
that
play
game
Killer
was
Instinct
good.
all the time.
Oh
He,
man,
no. He just said a couple of weeks ago, Killer Instinct was trash.
That shit was
That
horrible.
bullshit. Man,
Graphics
Killer
was
Instinct
that game
was
was
the
awesome.
The game was dope. The playing style of the game was dope because I like fighting games. But the style and creation of the game was like really like JPEG type shit.
Yeah, I mean at the time it was.
But we had that shit to rock with. That shit was fun.
do you remember
That's what it
Primal
was.
Rage?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that shit was dope.
Primal Rage
I
was
can
really
remember playing the
fun.
Neo Geo.
Man, I remember I had a Dreamcast.
I remember the
Remember that shit? Neo Geo
Neo
was
Geo
like super
controller.
advanced technology at the
Way
time.
before its time. 'cause
Neo
that's when
Geo was
everybody
super
had regular
advanced technology
Nintendo.
from the future of the
Neo
90s.
Geo
Right.
controller was the size of that tray back there, yo. Like for real, you had a
The
big ass
TurboGrafx
9 on it,
16.
big ass,
TurboGrafx
big
16
ass
was
red
all
and,
the
red and
promise
black
of
circle.
the Neo
and
Geo
shit.
systems,
That
but
shit
none
was
of the
like
delivery.
this big, like a big ass tray. You just sit that bitch on one of them grandma trays and just play that bitch all day.
Gee, I never saw Neo Geo.
And they had this game called Streets of Rage on there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Streets of Rage was the
He
shit.
knows his shit too.
Streets of Rage.
Streets of Rage was
Shit.
great.
Yeah.
That game was fun because it has a good story. In addition to having good, like, you know, Double Dragon style third person
yeah.
fighting, it had a good story. The story was worthwhile, especially because you could be the mayor chasing after the guys that kidnap your daughter, or you know, be the chick's boyfriend or his
This
best
is
friend.
segment
or
for the
whatever.
gamers right here. My we done turned the segment for the gamers right here. Shout out to Just Blaze. Fee Ray, what up? Nah, I'm probably at the crib playing Fortnite and shit. Dancing. Yeah, this is the.
I remember you used to play the shit out the fucking dancing game. Just saying that.
Which
shit.
one? Which one?
Man, I don't even know what virtual dancer or some shit, man. Like,
Wait.
I could dance though.
Was it Dance Dance Revolution?
I could dance, yo. Nah, it's an old game.
man,
I remember
every
that shit.
time I came over, he was always fucking playing that shit, bro. Like, what the fuck are you
Dance,
playing,
man. I
man?
can dance, like,
Hey,
for real.
sis, hoop and some shit, bro.
Like I used to win dance contests. We used to go. Hold on. We used to go to the center in Forest, right? We used to go to the center in Forest,
Yeah.
and you know, before we got there one night, Vet was like, "I give you $20 if you battle." So shit, you know, we get there, we rocking, you know. Woo them walk in the building with they red on, the other people walk in with they blue on. It was crazy back then. We knew niggas was carrying guns under them trench jackets.
What was y'all doing?
But it was crazy. It was all kind of dancing. I know it was real crazy when MC Hammer came out. Back to MC Hammer, it was
That's all
real
I really
crazy.
knew how to do was the hammer
So
dance.
so I did used to break dance. I ain't had no name or nothing, but couldn't mess with me. Couldn't mess with me. I was killing boys at the center. You know what I'm saying? And this one night I killed a nigga with the typewriter. I killed him. And I got that $20 and we went to Sonic. I got the $20 right on, Vic. I got the $20. We went to Sonic. That shit was dope.
Back in the day, y'all hadn't heard of it. Sonic wasn't even known about up here.
Sonic always been a joint,
We
yo.
used to have to drive to Mississippi just to get
Sonic, yo.
There was a Sonic in this. My dad comes from this tiny town in Kansas called Wamego, and they had a Sonic.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was a little kid, that giant cherry lime.
Bruh.
Hell
thing.
yeah.
Oh
But
my
the
God.
joint is the ocean water.
That's like
Ocean
The ocean water
was the shit,
is the
bro. I'm
joint.
telling you, get that
Ooh,
shit
that
with
ocean
some
water, that
Coney
blue
dog,
joint.
man.
Ah,
Full
the
on
ocean
Coney
water.
dog and some tater tots. That was my shit. I'm good. I
that's
ain't
that
nothing
wavy shit.
else. Straight up.
Y'all ever go to Sonic, try that ocean water?
We used to have to drive like 40
Kenyatta put me onto the ocean water, B.
Yeah, bro, we used to have to drive like 45 minutes from Steeltown, man,
Bruh.
to Forest.
Just to go to Sonic.
45 minutes just
I
to
remember
We be in
Wilmington got
Russia.
a Sonic. It was like lines up and down Walnut.
Man, bro,
Sonic
yeah, that was
joint.
Friday night. But gee,
Yo,
yeah.
why pizza tastes different, yo? Why Pizza Hut tastes different from what it used to taste like when we was kids? You ever noticed
I
that?
haven't eaten pizza
Oh,
in
they got
years.
bought out by some conglomerate.
Yeah, they got commercial,
It used to taste
commercial
different, yo.
ingredients
They had
in that
like a
shit.
Yeah,
We got
totally-
way too many pizza places down here to eat pizza. Hut.
Yeah,
I
no.
know. This one right off of Walnut, that's crazy. I went in there with Ace One and Zion one night. I came down
I
here.
like Greek's Pizzeria, man. That is
That place, I don't know if they still open down here, but that their sauce was delicious. They
Yes.
use, Roma tomatoes
bro.
in their sauce. I always find
Yeah,
out,
that shit
like,
munchie.
if there's some shit like that,
Yeah, I know
I find
niggas
out,
hungry
like,
when they
why.
start talking about food.
Yeah.
Like, I can tell you it's because they use Roma fucking tomatoes in their sauce.
Y'all hungry than a mother right now.
Nah, I mean, I
No, I'm
love
good, bro. Shit,
Nah,
I'm
man.
smashed. We came up here, bro.
it.
Whack Arnold's.
Wow. What? McDowell's.
Yeah.
You can have some McDowell's on the way up here.
Nah, I
Open
ate,
up right
I ate
now.
before I came.
I wonder how much it cost to open up a McDowell's.
Hey man,
Right now, you'd probably get in
So-
on real good franchise deals.
About 10,000 or some shit get you in
I think
there.
it's 50,000, maybe.
It's like 10,000 to open up a steak and shake.
Steak and Shake just pulled out of Bloomington though.
Yeah.
No,
that shit
they done
Oh,
closed
yeah.
like 3 Steak and Shakes in Indianapolis.
Yeah,
The one on Keystone is gone.
Yeah, there were like 3 or something in Bloomington. That now there's only one.
They taking people's money. Do not invest that $10,000 in steak and shake. This is a new fucking tip that just cashed in. Y'all see the fucking billboards on the side of the goddamn highway and shit. Don't fuck with it. They taking your money. I know it's a lot of people
Yo.
in Bloomington that's butt sore to the
Yo,
mother.
I knew it was a rap.
No, but they're not because we just got our
Culver's.
Culvers.
I knew it was a rap when we pulled up one night and Naima wanted a shake and they had no shakes.
Like, is
It's-
that
it's
is
just
that
steak.
not the name of your fucking
Right, it's
establishment?
just steak.
What is
That'd be
going
like
on here?
you go there and all they have is like hot dogs and French fries. It's like
Like,
I
no
said,
steak, bro.
I said,
No
yo,
steak.
can I get a vanilla shake? She was like,
The basic.
I'm sorry, we don't have any
basic
shakes.
shakes.
I was like, but you're Steak and Shake.
It's like contrary to
Steak, no
popular
shake.
belief.
I said, how does that work?
Yeah, what am I to do?
I said, am I?
What am I
I
supposed
said,
to do?
y'all
hold
pranking
up.
me right now.
So hold up. How is it in 2019? The fucking ice cream machine at McDonald's still only works half the time.
Every time I go to McDonald's, I get my McDonald's ice
no
cream.
matter which
I'm
one.
gonna say some real shit right now, bro. This is so real, man. This is aimed to the black community. Okay, listen.
Stop.
Y'all don't want them
Go
jobs.
ahead, get him.
Y'all don't want them jobs. Do not go apply for them. Okay, it's not my fault. The reason why you work there, I did not put that pen in your fucking hand.
Say, I'm going to McDonald's.
It's not, well, my bad, not the pen in your hand. You got it online and filled out the application. I'm used to filling out.
you don't
shit
even have to
with
go
pen and
into
paper.
McDonald's to apply for a job at
Do
McDonald's
it
Man, you
anymore.
don't even got to go to the counter now to get your food at McDonald's. You can just walk
Did
in.
you not know that? You
I
can
don't-
order it online and they'll deliver it to you.
McDonald's delivery now?
Uber
Yep.
Eats. Uber Eats.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
what? They
Oh,
try.
yeah.
Yeah.
So look, man. So it's like every time I go to a fast food joint, I swear, man, it's like I can't even believe it because it's like it's blatantly right in front of your eyes. Like, man, I pulled up at a Taco Bell on 56 in Emerson like 2 weeks ago. Little white girl Becky was running it that night. Oh my God, boy, we had our food. It was snappy, on point, on the spot, boy. Like everything was, all the food was beautiful. The shakes was fully frozen. Like everything was great, bro. Like, man, and yes, thank you. Have a pleasant, wonderful evening. You know, like she was wonderful. Man, probably like 2 days later. I don't know if she was just there, just like running quality control that week or some shit, but it's like, this is from like Saturday to Monday. Pull up. It was obvious off top because they had one of them Saturday night White Castle lines.
She's probably lit.
And I'm like, Becky's probably not here today. Bro, the chick couldn't get my order right.
Man.
But I'm sitting up here telling her what I want. She's like fucking up. Like, keep on asking me over and over again. Like, what did I say? Say it again type of shit. I'm looking at my girl like, man, Becky's not here. I know she's not here. She's
Man.
like, she ain't even in the office right now. You feel me? Pulled around to the fucking window and bro, I mean, it is what it is, man. I'm a nigga. You feel me? Man, it wasn't nothing but black people in there, man. And I'm like, why? Is it like when the white chick is there, it's all good, but when it's just black people here, it's all bad, bro. Like, you gotta check your bag type bad. Like, she couldn't even get my order right. Of course I'm gonna check my fucking bag. Like, I don't know what it is. Man, I gotta stop this shit, man. That's just a headache for no reason, man. People spending their money. I don't like... It's like, okay, what? So I'm broke because I gotta come to where you work at Taco Bell and get something to eat. Is that what the little chick with the weave in her hair at the window wanna tell me? It's like, what the fuck? Like, do your fucking job. You get paid for that shit.
But there's a time and a place where Taco Bell is like the most satisfying thing that you can find.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes it's good.
And it's like,
Sometimes that really
If it's done right.
yeah. Sometimes that burrito is actually a good burrito.
Uh-huh.
and you go in and it's like, it's my fault because you had to work tonight. So.
Well, it's shit like that whenever I get behavior like that, I'm just like in my head thinking, oh, I hope you get replaced by a fucking robot.
Oh, man. It'd be like, y'all see, they got them
This why you
machines.
get
They got them
Man,
machines
so-
from McDonald's.
Yeah,
There's some
that's what
machines that can make
happens, man.
sandwiches. Like there are machines that can make Subway style sandwiches, and they come out perfect.
Yeah, shit ain't that far off.
I mean, it's conveyor belts.
If a robot can land on Mars and like find its way around, it can make a goddamn sandwich.
Dude, if the Japanese can
You know what
land.
I'm saying?
The Japanese can land a rover on an asteroid and then shoot it with a harpoon.
Right.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah. So.
I mean, that's like the first Gundam, in my opinion. It flies around in space and then it shoots things at things. That's a Gundam, right?
That shit is not far off, man. Because I was thinking about it like, you know, it's only a matter of time before the U.S. military figures out that they can put Shaquille O'Neal in like a robot suit.
Nah.
And like all of a sudden you gotta step the war game up and it's like Shaq and a Gundam, like not even like, cause it's gotta be a bigger Gundam, so you ain't gonna have some regular sized dude in a Gundam.
Are we
going up-
talking like Voltron type shit?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
man, giant robots.
Cause this is what I'm saying. It's like people they can only take it so much. You can this is the next level shit where
Hey,
you
man.
can only it's only so long before
Shaq
somebody.
in a Gundam?
Listen.
It's only
Come
somebody.
on, man.
Somebody's gonna figure
Genghis
that shit
Khan
out.
can take over Asia.
Right.
And have some fucking tomatoes growing on the side of his hut. That's just possible.
Exactly, man.
I'm-
and
I'm
it's just a
saying,
matter
bro,
of
I'm just
the
saying,
idea
It's a lot of thought.
just hasn't gotten the right
Tomatoes
person.
ain't easy to grow.
We're lucky. We're lucky it hasn't gotten that in the right person's hands because it's like my thought is at the same time.
I think we'd actually be okay with Shaq piloting a Gundam.
But here's the thing, though.
That's some funny
So
shit.
take the Gundam and let Shaq build like a
Why
fucking.
Shaq though? Hold on.
Just because.
Why Shaq?
Because everybody knows he's the big like.
He's the biggest
dude you can think
Well,
of.
wait.
It's still mobile.
Wilt Chamberlain is still pretty mobile. And
But
he's a big
Shaq
fucking
is still
dude.
like if you put these dudes in a fucking ring, I'm putting my money on Shaq. I'm just saying, Shaq
Shaq
food.
can't fight for shit though.
Shaq knows jujitsu, bro.
Man, Shaq ass.
Like, I mean,
Wilt
he-
Chamberlain
I'll-
studied with Bruce Lee.
Right. You took it right out my mouth. Shaq don't
Wilt Chamberlain's
real slow.
Okay, not big Shaq, not fat Shaq.
You talking about
young
Orlando
Okay,
LSD
the young Wilt Chamberlain.
Big Shaq, a big Shaq Gundam falls, and his legs go up in the air.
Yes. We can't get up, yeah.
I don't know who would be worse. Shaq or the Chris Webber that called the time.
Oh man.
Sheesh.
Oh man,
Right.